It has turned into quite the mild and pleasant night. We did have a pretty rough bout of storms earlier on, though, but here is what you have in Savannah at Savannah Hilton Head International Airport. 73 degrees, winds are out of the northeast at about 10 miles per hour, and they will stay that way through a lot of the night tonight. That will help keep things fairly mild for you during the day on Monday. But we did have a pretty active afternoon and even early evening for some of you, and the storms really did blossom up once the sea breeze started moving in and get a cold front in the area. Those two combined, rain-cooled air coming out from the storms also makes for more activity. Did get one flood advisory in Effingham, Bullock rather, and Bryan County, especially your Ellabelle and Pembroke. 2 to 3 inches of rainfall fell in pretty quick order. Some other locations, including parts of Savannah, even into other locations in the low country, dealt with this too, and along with other spots. But for the time being, things are pretty quiet, but there was a tree down on a porch of an historic home in town in Savannah, and there was another power outage issue on 38th Street. But other than that, things ended up being fairly tame, and through the day Monday, starting off 69 degrees will be the low temperature. Some inland spots, mid-60s, cannot be ruled out. We'll have breezy conditions through the day. Eventually do get those shower chances into the afternoon, mostly along the coast, but it will not be any bit like today, or what we had earlier rather, with heavier rainfall. This is going to be more so hit or miss showers, not even thinking much as a rumble of thunder at all. High temperature 82 degrees. Frontal boundary is now moving offshore. There is an area of low pressure that has been moving through Florida. That's going to sit just offshore. When this starts to get a little closer, that's going to increase rain chances for Tuesday. And also these winds are going to go up in a pretty big way. Again, the cold front stalling offshore Monday through Wednesday. These are going to be our rain chances, and the bigger chances of rainfall come in Tuesday, but not thinking a washout or very heavy rainfall. The mild feel, though, is going to be thanks to those northeasterly winds, and that leads to a small craft advisory around the water. That's Monday through Wednesday, 6 a.m. to 6 a.m. on those days, respectively. And high surf and rip currents at the beach are also going to be a pretty major concern, too. Tracking out with your Vipercast, you do start the day on Monday with fairly nice conditions, but just a few passing showers here and there, not thinking anything will be necessarily a washout. Another mild start on Tuesday. Do get showers and storms into the area, though, and it will generally start on the water and pivot in and along the coast, along and east of I-95 where a lot of its activity sets up. Again, some heavier pockets of rain are possible, and you still will find some gustier showers too, but not necessarily thinking this is going to be a washout of a day entirely at all. And again, those passing showers continue into portions of the day, but don't expect that to be a major concern. No tropical development expected over the next 7 days. This is a relief for sure, and thankfully this hurricane season has not amounted to much for impacts for our local area. We have a very strong and broad Bermuda high, and even it's called the Azores high in the wintertime, and that's where it's positioned right now. Strong trade winds are coming in. That's very strong wind shear and dry air. Not much activity is able to go on moving off the coast of Africa and heading towards the Caribbean. So almost able to write off activity crossing the ocean, but still do need to watch closer to home as we push closer in, or further into the month of September rather. Into the afternoon, we go get temperatures lower 80s along the immediate coast, some mid 80s inland if you're in an area that does not get as much wind, but won't be too bad out there at all. Small craft advisories in effect on the water. Temperatures are going to be fairly comfortable, though. Water temperatures are also fairly cool. 15 to 25 knot winds do develop, though 3 to 5 foot seas build to 4 to 6 feet by the evening. Your extended forecast brings in the possibility of rain in each afternoon. Again, looking at the overall chances of rainfall being fairly low, but Tuesday brings a bigger opportunity for showers and storms in the area just due to the low pressure's proximity being in the region. But either way, not looking at too terrible of a forecast, and Kaylee, the temperatures are definitely approved of by you, as we'll have a very fall-like feel each morning.
Absolutely. Those 60s make me very happy. I am kind of sick of the heat, obviously sick of the rain already. I think we had enough rain today that could, fill an entire week. But all right, got to get through a few more days, and then we have that sunshine. You love to see it. Thank you, Jeff.